My aspirations for a long-term relationship is I'd like to have a partner who will push me towards my goals, who will help me, and a partner who I personally love.
My understanding about a long-term relationship is a relationship that has lasted for a couple of months, years, yeah. And my expectations about a long-term relationship is that there should be trust between the people involved. There should be loyalty and unconditional love.
A long-term relationship is a relationship which both the two parties are expecting it to lead to like a marriage. Say for instance you're in a relationship but your expectations is to end up in a marriage.
A long-term relationship for me means that we stay committed to each other for time and time again, years and years. It's not like something which will end after 1 year or 2 years. It's like an infinity kind of situation. Like you're gonna die loving each other, and you're gonna go through shit, and still be there for each other regardless. And no leaving, no giving up on anyone. Yeah, that's a long-term relationship for me.
What I expect in a long-term relationship, I think it should have trust. They should trust each other very well. Each partner should know that their secrets, their information, their weaknesses, their strengths, they are all safe in the hands of their partner. So apart from communication and truthfulness, there should also be trust.
Well, long-term relationships matters on what context. Sometimes you may get into a relationship, your partner may be in another country doing something that will actually support her or him or the two of you when you settle at the end of the day. Or rather, sometimes the relationship gets longer, whereby the couple have to understand, agree on a particular issue or goal or target that they need to achieve before they settle down, because marriage is a lifetime journey. So I think that's all I think that leads to long-term relationship. But otherwise, some people will tell you that a long-term relationship, they want to get to know each other. I don't see that as a yardstick. But these two things I've mentioned earlier, I think they are the major things that actually keep relationships longer.
For a relationship to be quantified as long-term, I feel it must definitely be leading somewhere. And obviously a relationship that doesn't lead to marriage, it's obviously a waste of time. So my aspiration for a long-term relationship would be to build a home with the person I love, with the person I'm in that long-term relationship with. So marriage, that's basically what I'm trying to say.
My end goal is to have babies. If it ends in the altar, that's well and good. But my end goal is to have a family, have children. Literally, babies is where it's at for me.
I think a long-term relationship is a relationship that stands the test of time. Probably it just stays for a certain period of time. Like others it may be like 2 years. 2 years is enough. So the hopes of a long-term relationship is that it should end into marriage. Okay. I think that should be the goal of a long-term relationship.
If you're into a long-term relationship, definitely sometimes in Africa, if you're known with a particular woman, sometimes it leads to marriage. Not sometimes, most of the times, basically from where I'm coming from. But in Africa, you don't keep a woman for a long time without settling down with her. You get. But the basics here is the Western culture. You could find a boyfriend and a girlfriend staying for a very long time. They could have kids without getting married. So I think I look at that as the long-term relationship affects the Western culture mostly. But in Africa, it's still long. You're definitely going to marry. And of course, long-term relationships in Africa, most of the time, I'm not saying all, leads to marriages.
Personally, I'd love a marriage an official relationship with someone. I'd love someone who the government knows that we're together, who in case of anything I know I have someone who is mine. So marriage is what I'd love.
Well, no, not obviously marriage. I said marriage earlier. It was marriage. It's not come we stay. Come we stay just sounds like, well, we're tired of hooking up with other people, so let's just settle with ourselves. And that doesn't sound like there's much love happening there. But a good marriage, a good home, is well built on the foundation of love. And if that love is not there, and that love has to be natural, because any love that is natural, every other thing comes natural, basically. Every other thing, like not cheating, becomes natural. Not fighting with each other, obviously you fight with each other. You will have bad days, you will have days you disagree with each other, but eventually, marriage actually, it's not come stay, it's not whatever it is that you do.
I feel like for 2022, I have been. The past 1 year I wasn't. Reason being, I'm sorry, it's this TMI, but I wanted to have a single period for myself so that when I'm ready to see other people and be sure I'm ready. So 2022, I'm manifesting. Maybe you're the one watching this video, I don't know. So yeah.
Of course, yes. Yeah, it's a very lonely life. So I've been prospecting. I've been hoping to get a girlfriend. You build from a girlfriend to maybe a wife. So I'd love to. I've been prospecting a girlfriend, and we've been looking here and there and looking at our options.
No, I feel like now is the time where I should be focusing on myself. I'm in my final year in school, so I don't know how life will turn out after school, and being in a relationship is just not it at the moment.
Well, I have one already, and I love her so much. As I said earlier, you need to put some things in place, because marriage is a lifetime thing, and marriage is meant to be enjoyed, and marriage is supposed to be, of course, you need to marry your friend. So I have one, and I think I'm looking towards settling down, to have a wonderful home, live a good life, have kids, and, enjoy myself.
The market is very difficult, considering some partners, they don't match to what I want, and some people I don't match to what they want. So it's hard, but of course, yes, there are a bit of anxieties when you think you have someone and they don't have you in their heart, or you break people's hearts. So anxiety is there once in a while when you're about to get there. I'm hoping maybe I'll get someone who will understand me for who I am, for what I do, and we'll get along well. Yes.
Frustrations are there in every relationship, because you can't tell me that it's all heaven. There are those ups and downs, there are those bumps that you guys are facing, but it's all about how you handle the situation. Say for instance, right now, you can't be agreeing on everything because you are both from different worlds. You come from your home and she comes from her home, and then you guys come together to be in a relationship. So if there are those small issues that you guys can face, and they lead to fights. So fights are there. All I know is however you handle the fight is what determines whether you guys are end game or it's just playing around with each other.
It's a mixture of emotions, to be honest, because there are days where you'll feel as if you are really connecting with people, and then you go through the talking stage, and then after maybe like 3 weeks, 4 weeks of talking stage, things end up dying down. Like the connection that you and that person have ends up being flashed out. So there are good days and bad days, but at this point where I'm at, I feel like I'm hopeful.
My honest perspective of the dating scene in Nairobi is that people just don't take accountability like for their actions. People want relationship, but they don't want to do the work to have a relationship. People have normalized cheating and lying, and I think that's just like horrible, because these are human beings. You know, everybody has emotions, people have feelings. So when you're in a situation where you don't want to commit, you don't want to be with someone, I feel like you shouldn't be with them. And I feel like Nairobi, people say Nairobi people should not be in relationships. Oh, Nairobi is a big bedroom. I don't understand that. I feel people make the choice to cheat and they do it because it's fun. I feel like people don't think about the circumstances, the consequences of their cheating. And people shouldn't be in relationships if they can't stick to one person. You know, people shouldn't be hurt because they love someone.
I think in the dating industry or dating market or dating scene today, it is a risk. You take a risk. If you are looking for a girlfriend, a wife, or a partner, that is a risk you take. You don't know when you'll get, who you'll find. It's like fishing. So risks are always there. You have doubts. There are always doubts. You don't know who you will find. You don't know who you will come across. You don't know what they will want from you, and vice versa. You also are not sure if this person will find you attractive or not. So I think doubt is the main ingredient of dating. You are always doubtful, especially if you are starting it for the first time. You are doubtful, you are not sure. Then there is the fear of the unknown. You just don't know if it will work out. You might come across the partner. She might be beautiful. You have chemistry, you understand each other, but there's still that fear of unknown. You don't know if she will meet somebody else and this person will impress her more than you, or if you will also come across another person and she will impress her more than your first girlfriend. So that fear of unknown is also something that drives us into making some decisions that we are not actually looking forward to. Then the third thing I think with today's world is the finances, and that your financial well-being. How stable are you financially? Because relationships and the cost of living has gone up. For you to impress a girl, you need to buy her gifts. You need to make her feel that she's actually the one, and you have to spend. If you don't have money, if you're not economically stable, you might lose her. Not because there's no love, but because you're not able to provide. Providing as a man, you need to provide. So I think that's the third hurdle that most of us go through in the dating scene. And personally, I have experienced it. Yeah.
Well, basically, in the life of every human, there's that particular thing, most especially the one that you love. Like basically, she's not actually close to me, but sometimes we're humans, we have emotions, we have feelings. Sometimes that feeling of I wish you were here is always there, and that feeling of how I wish we could go out, how I wish I could get to hold you, how I wish we could get and sit and discuss a lot of things. So these anxieties are there. Oh, how I wish we were married. Oh, how I wish she's here to cook good sweet meals for me. So these things, you can't avoid them. They're always there till when you decide to settle down, or eventually you settle down, you get to enjoy the whole bowl.
Well, I don't know. People are not perfect, so obviously you have disagreements. Because in as much as both of you love each other, you obviously have different opinions. You come to a point where you have different opinions on things. So there will definitely be disagreements. There will definitely be jealousy, anxiety, and all that. But at the end of the long run, if love supersedes all that, so it's been going well. That's all I can say. Real life. In person, I mean, I obviously said I'm not prospecting anyone. I have a girlfriend, so she's real, and so.
Mostly people I interact with. I can't say churches, I can't say websites, I can't say mosques or anything, but people I interact with. You can meet someone on the road and you just, maybe something happens and you get talking, or you go to an event, meet someone and the vibe is just right. So yes, it's mostly people I interact with, not specific places, not specific people, just people who the vibe is just right. Yeah, so mostly is where I work, where I learn, and where I walk. So it's people I interact with.
Definitely not from church. Maybe any other place apart from church, yeah. But not a dating site also. There are a lot of creepy people in dating sites.
I met her in a certain party. I met her in a party, and then I got interested and hooked up with her.
I just feel like many African countries don't look into dating apps like Tinder, for example, but I'm open to it. You just never know where you're gonna meet your person. You can be out there socializing, going for social events, but you just don't end up connecting with anyone. But at this point in time, I'm open to every possibility, including dating apps as well. So Tinder, I feel like Tinder is a very good space. If you're open to it, that's it.
Dating website, no. I always believe that if our parents made it without WhatsApp, Tinder, these social media platforms and dating apps, then we can also make it. So I always do it old school, in the organic way. I get to know people at a personal level, interact with them one-on-one. Yeah, I don't take their numbers or text them random. I don't text random people or random girls. I don't create profiles on social media. I only initiate advances on you if we've ever met personally. But if we've never met, I think no, I don't consider that. I don't consider that a stable start to a relationship. I always want me and the person I'm approaching to first of all meet each other face to face, talk, know each other, interact, and then things will go from there. But looking at a picture on social media or a profile, that does not go well with me. So the institution, even at church, just social gatherings, those are that's where I begin my hunting.
Well, basically, I met my woman via social media, although I know her in person for quite some time. I've been seeing her around, so I came out of unhealthy relationship, so I had to I'm looking for someone that can actually understand me, someone that we can get along, someone that is ready to wait, someone that is patient, and someone that has my own kind of mindset. So it happened that I realized that my potential woman, rather my wife, is actually passing every day, and things like that. There was a time I chatted her on Facebook. I didn't actually proceed, but when the time came, I just chatted her. I said, hey, it's high time. I'm in love with you, and I think I'll love to spend the rest of my life with you. So, boom, that's how it all started.